Today's task is polishing out the GT-FOUR, so I'm gonna flip you guys around here. You can see this thing. This paint is pretty worked. Some of the tools for today, so clay bar, some blue masking tape, just this orbital. So there's a bunch of different type of buffers you can get. I'm using the orbital because this is typically a little bit more forgiving. It's going to be less abrasive on this really old paint that I have. I use Presta products for everything, but we'll use that heavy cut and then we'll get our way into a medium cut and start doing our polishes. Yes, I'm just going to knead this into a flatter pancake type shape. Before we get started, this is a freshly washed car, so make sure you have a freshly washed car before you do this. But we'll put that little layer of lubricant on there, and then we're just gonna do medium pressure across until you feel those contaminants coming out. And you can see how much more contaminants are left in that paint. We're just gonna fold it over itself. We're gonna knead that back into a new little clean pancake. Got this thing taped out, and now we'll be able to start with the polish. You'll hear these different numbers, 4, 6, whatever. It's just enough that we can get an even coat of polish on the pad without over lubricating it. Now I'm gonna take that pad, I'm just gonna wipe that wax down first. Not gonna do a real big spot at first. I'm gonna be running this at about 3,000. The orbital's a little bit higher than when you use your standard rotary RPM. And I'm just gonna run this side cross-hatching the entirety of it. So a little bit heavier pressure at first, and then we'll lighten up the pressure as we continue. Now I want that polish to work long enough to warm up, but if you can see here, hopefully, you leave a haze of that polish. You don't wanna burn all that polish all the way out and burn the paint. So now we're just gonna give this thing a wipe down. If you were to look at some different areas of the paint, you should see a bunch of spidering, stuff like that. Not nearly as flat, and as we continue here, this nice flat panel of paint that I still need to do the actual polish. This is just to get out most of those swirl marks and imperfections. And there she is with the polished coat. So I'll throw just some glaze on top of this, and should be good for a while.